The Daily Mail now, and Elon Musk caught a BBC reporter lying about hate speech on Twitter, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, the Daily Mail says Elon Musk destroys ill-prepared BBC reporter, says the BBC-hating Daily Mail. So, whilst there is bias in here, it's actually true. Yeah. This reporter made the rookie error. I've done the training, and if you're interviewing someone, if they ask you a question, you don't answer it. Because the next thing you know, you've moved from interview to conversation. And Elon Musk can't be a fool. He's made some money. And if you watch it, he's a very sharp...
We can watch it right now. We've got the clip.
Particularly around hate speech in the company. Is that
what hate
speech
are you talking about? I mean, you use Twitter.
Right.
Do you see a rise in hate speech?
I would say I would see more hateful content in that.
Content you don't like or hateful? What do you mean to describe a hateful thing?
Yeah, I mean, you know, just content that will solicit a reaction, something that may include something that is slightly racist or slightly sexist, those kinds of things.
So you think if something is slightly sexist, it should be banned?
No,
is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying anything.
Then I say so that you don't know what you're talking about.
Really?
Yes, because you can't give me a single example of hateful content, not even one tweet, and yet you claimed that the hateful content was high.
Well,
that's a false.
No, what I claimed...
You just lied.
What? No.
Yeah, I mean, he caught him a cropper there.
Yeah, because he fell for the thing. What he should have done, as soon as Elon says, what have you seen? He should say, it's not about me. Surely Twitter has a definition of hate speech. Yeah. What's your definition? Push it all back on him. So actually, that should be taught in school, for how you can make the other person define the terms and then just chip away at any flaw in it until eventually you get to call them a liar. So it was genius. I'm not sure how much we learned from it. I don't think we learned anything other than a bit of entertainment.
Well, I learned something. Lewis, I mean, it's interesting that he couldn't, despite claiming that Twitter is a cesspool of hate speech, he couldn't give an example. Yeah. He couldn't even, give a description of an example. He couldn't, hint at, what it could possibly be. Yeah. I mean, it suggests to me that a lot of what's accused of being hate speech is just things that people don't like. So they say, well, that's far-right extremism or that's hate speech, when in fact it isn't anything.
Well, this says more about the BBC than it says about Twitter, okay? It says basically that number one, this BBC guy is not prepared. So BBC ain't all that, number one. Number two is, where the BBC goes, they're used to scaring people. Yeah. And Elon Musk is not scared by the BBC. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. I shouldn't say it. The BBC... the state media, state-owned media.
Well, this is the thing. Elon Musk actually agreed to remove, because Twitter had added a description to the BBC's Twitter account saying this is government-sponsored or government-funded media. Which is accurate. I mean, without the government's mandated tax, the TV license, which is ridiculous. I mean, in America, they'd be appalled at the idea of having to get a license to own a TV. I mean, why not a dishwasher license or a hose license? It's nonsense. So
they've changed it, didn't they? So Twitter's now agreed to make it public funded. Yeah. Which actually, I saw that and thought, do you know what? Since I do have to drop 150 quid or whatever it is these days, at least I'm getting a little bit of credit.
Yeah. But public funded, it's not public funded. And even saying, government funded is not the right thing to say. It's state media. It's the same as the North Korean situation.
No, it's not the same. Its funded status is different to its editorial status.
It's not. It's not funded. The fact is they force us to pay for it. We have no control.
You're arguing about funding and not editorial.
Right. Of editorial, who appoints those people? It's the government that eventually appoints those people. So and they could lose their jobs. At the end of the day, they work for somebody. And who do they work for? They work for the state. They don't even work for the labor or the Tories. It's so, you people in this country.
Work for the blob.
You think the BBC is all that. It is the worst. I mean, of course, if they want to hire me for something. I'm sorry. I feel I've got to say this. I'm not being paid much money here, but this is all I've got.
Anyway, moving